Hey, what's up guys, this is DarkArmedDuelist, and today I'm going to be doing a deck profile of my Gaia the Fierce Knight deck. Now, I don't think many people have actually done this, but Gaia the Fierce Knight is actually a pretty viable deck after the Megatins. It's really interesting the way that this deck functions, and you can actually draw 6 cards in one turn off of this deck. It's pretty nuts with the pluses that you can get off this deck with the support that it was given in one of the other packs back in Flaming Eternity. But let's get straight onto this, guys, and I'll show you guys what I'm playing. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell down there so you can become a part of the notification squad, and let's get straight into this. But before we do, guys, I just want to point out I have a reverse foil ultra rare print of a LOB Gaia the Dragon Champion that I'm going to be using for this deck profile, just for you guys, because I kind of wanted to show it off to you guys and be like, wow, that's pretty cool. But I think that one's my reverse foil. I have one that's a regular one that's not reverse foil, but I thought that was kind of cool. So the reverse foil, for you guys who don't know, usually the foil goes this way, but this one it goes this way, and it's an ultra rare. So, and it's actually secret rare. So let's get straight on to the deck profile. I just thought that was kind of cool to show you guys. If you guys have never seen something like that, that's a total awesome misprint. So first off, we're going to be playing 3 copies of Gaia the Fierce Knight. This card is just kind of the base card that Yugioh used in the original series. Pretty easy card to summon with a couple of cards in this deck. He's kind of just the main guy of the deck, Gaia of the deck. But you guys can use a bunch of different other cards, but you need 3 of him, kind of like in the Dark Magician deck, Blue Eyes deck, and Red Eyes deck, to use him for fusion material for other cards in the deck, like Gaia the Charging, Sky Galloping Gaia the Dragon Champion. You need him for that, and there's a couple other cards that you need for that too. Then I play 3 copies of Lord Gaia, because this card's kind of like Cyber Dragon. If your opponent controls a monster and you control no monsters, you can special summon this card from your hand. Then once per turn, if a monster with higher attack than this card is special summoned to your opponent's field, this card gains 700 attack, so it becomes 3,000, which is pretty cool because it becomes a pretty big beat stick, and it's a Cyber Dragon, like I said, so it allows you to go for overlay plays or link plays with it. Then I play 2 copies of Charging Gaia the Fierce Knight, because we want to rank up on those, or rack up on those Gaias that we have in the deck, because it is a Gaia themed deck. You can normal summon this card without tributing, and if you do, its tag becomes 1900. And if it's tributed, which we're not usually going to tribute it, there's one monster in this deck that I might tribute it for. You can add a Blackluster Soldier monster from your deck to your hand. But we do actually play 1 Blackluster Soldier in this deck, and I will tell you guys why in a little bit. It is actually really, really important that we play that 1 Blackluster Soldier for a combo. So, and I'll explain that in a little bit. Then I play 1 Curse of Dragonfire. I play one of these because of its fusion ability, that if it's normal or special summon, you can target a field spell on the field and destroy it, which is kind of really nice. It's a level 5, so it's a little tough to get out, but with Summon Sorceress, it's not too bad. And then once per turn, you can fusion summon 1 fusion monster from your extra deck using monsters you control as material. So it's kind of like a walking polymerization, or polymerization with legs, if you will. So that's why I play it, and it's not a Gaia the Fierce Knight deck with that Curse of Dragon, so I figured I'd throw it in here. If you don't want to play this card's probably the one card that I would cut from the deck, but I kind of wanted to play it for the nostalgia reasons of, hey, it's it's Curse of Dragon. Then I play 3 copies of Keeper of Dragon Soul, or Keeper of Dragon Magic. This card is the reason that this deck works. This card's new from the Megatins, and if you guys don't know what this does, if it's normal or special summon, you can discard a card from your hand to add a polymerization from your deck to your hand, which is really cool. Or a normal fusion spell card from your deck to your hand, which we only play polymerization in here, so that's the only reason we play it. Then you can also reveal a fusion monster from your extra deck, which is why we play the Gaia the Fierce, or Gaia the Dragon Champion, to reveal it for this effect. We never really fuse into Gaia the Dragon Champion. We use Sky Galloping Gaia, which is the newer one, which is this one. But since it doesn't list a name on it, you can't kind of show this one to reveal for its effect. The effect of our Keeper of Dragon Magic is that you can reveal a fusion monster, and then you can special summon from your graveyard and face down events a monster that's specifically listed on it. So you can special summon either Curse of Dragon or Gaia the Fierce Knight, and that's why we play the Gaia the Fierce Knight, because it could be special summoned and then use it for fusion material. Then I play 2 copies of Envoy of Chaos. The reason I play 2 copies of Envoy of Chaos is basically it's like a Kalut the Moonshadow or an Honest. During either player's turn, you can discard this from your hand to target a Blackluster Soldier monster or a Gaia the Fierce Knight monster you control and make it gain 1500 attack, which is pretty good because it makes Gaia the Fierce Knight go up to 3800. which is pretty decent because it's just sitting at 23, which is probably one of the weakest level 7 monsters in the game, which kind of sucks, but he does what he's got to do for a vanilla. Then we play 3 copies of King of the Swamp, because you need to get polymerization as quickly as possible, because I cannot emphasize that much more, because this deck is a super heavy fusion deck. Like, all you're doing every game is fusing and synchroing, and I'll show you the tuner I'm playing in just a second. So, to give it that little more refined feel, I play 3 red Resignators because it lets you special summon from your hand the Keeper Dragon Magic. But keep in mind that when you use Keeper Dragon Magic, you cannot summon any monsters from the extra deck except fusion monsters for the turn, which kind of sucks. But if you don't use this effect and you special summon them off red Resignator, you can actually synchro him away if you need to. Or if you draw out something like Envoy of Chaos and you want to synchro, you can do that. But usually we just go for 6s in this because we're going to go for a Gaia Synchro monster. There's other options if you guys want to play it, but I'm trying to make this as Gaia themed as possible. I know that's a little weird. This is not competitive. This is just for fun. I just really wanted to make this for fun because I love nostalgic decks, so that's why I'm building it. Then we play 1 copy of Blackluster Soldier because, believe it or not, with King of the Swamp and Blackluster Soldier in the deck, you can make Dragon Master Knight. You just simply have a polymerization in hand and you get King of the Swamp and Blackluster Soldier. And then this card says that you can fusion summon this card with Blackluster Soldier and Blue Eyes Ultimate. So this counts as Blue Eyes Ultimate. That's a Blackluster Soldier. And then it gains 500 attack for each face-up dragon you control. But I thought it was pretty cool with nostalgia reasons that you could actually summon this in this deck pretty easily just off of having that in this deck. So I threw 1 Blackluster Soldier in because why not? And it's searchable off of Gateway to Chaos, because Gateway to Chaos plays off of Gaia the Fierce Knight as well. So that's why we're playing it. I hope we get more Gaia the Fierce Knight support in the future, so we can actually make this deck like without red Resignator and stuff like that. All we need is like a couple more cards, and this deck will be nuts. This deck will be on par with Dark Magician, Blue Eyes, and the other ones. It would just a couple more cards, and it seriously would. So that's it for the monsters, guys. Let's get into the spells, and I'll show you guys what I'm playing there. It's pretty easy to follow with those. We play 1 copy of Reinforcements of the Army because we've got Envoy of Chaoses we need to get to our hand. This is kind of like the 3rd copy of Envoy of Chaos that we need. Then I play a Monster Reborn. Monster Reborn revives just about anything except for our Blackluster Soldier, but it also revives fusion monsters that we correctly summon first. 2 Gateway of Chaos because it searches a Blackluster Soldier ritual monster or a Gaia the Fierce Knight monster from your deck to your hand, which is pretty cool because it can get you the fusion material that you absolutely need. So we play that. I play 1 copy of Dragon's Mirror because Sky Galloping Gaia and Dragon Master Knight are both dragons, and we can use this to get it. 3 copies of Polymerization because this deck is super heavy on polymerization. And yes, I have all 3 in Super from Legendary Collection Joey World. 3 copies of Sacred Sword of 7 Stars. This card is extremely important as well because everything you play just about is level 7, and we don't mind banishing 1 Gaia for a Pot of Greed, so we play that. To thin the deck, we play 2 copies of Red Resignator because it does thin the deck by adding the Red Resignators to your hand, or playing Resignator Call to add them. 3 copies of Scapegoat because it's Earth monsters, and why not? And it assists us quite a lot if we have it. Then we play 3 copies of Spiral Spear Strike. Now this card is really good in the deck because what it does is that when a Gaia the Fierce Knight or Swift Gaia the Fierce Knight monster attacks a defense position monster, it inflicts piercing damage, and then if it was a Gaia the Dragon Champion that attacked, you get to draw 2 cards and then discard a card, which is what I was talking about earlier, being able to draw those extra cards that you might need. Which is extremely important because you might, if you can get 3 of these on the field, they stack, and so you can get the extra draw to get, more draws off. So you might have to discard 3 cards to go for that, but that's not too big of a deal to me because you're getting so many pluses off of it that it's not that bad. So drawing 6 cards off of this, and plus this is searchable off of Sky Galloping Gaia, It's really worth it. Plus, I went ahead and picked mine up in Ultimate Rare while they're cheap. I think I paid like $2 a piece for these at the time. They may go up if we get more Gaia support, so I went ahead and grabbed them. So, if you guys haven't grabbed your Spiral Spear Strikes, I highly recommend you get them in Ultimate Rare because they are really, really stupid cheap right now. But that's it for the main deck, guys. Let's get into the extra deck. The extra deck's pretty easy. There's a lot of Gaias floating around in there. And Gaia the Dragon Champion. Actually, I think one of my first secret rare cards was Gaia the Dragon Champion, I think. And Thousand Dragon. I wish they would do something with Thousand Dragon. Maybe make him a Red Eyes. That'd be pretty cool. So we play one copy of Gaia the Dragon Champion, the OG, the original. We don't really summon him all that often. If you want to summon him for style points, you can. I don't normally. I just use him for Keeper of Dragon Magic to reveal to get materials. And then we play 3 copies of Sky Galloping Gaia the Dragon Champion. Now this card is the boss monster of the deck. This card is the card that you're going to summon 99% of the time in this deck. So that's why we play 3. It requires only a Gaia the Fierce Knight monster and then a dragon type monster. So you can actually use Keeper of Dragon Magic to fusion summon into this, or Lord Gaia the Fierce Knight, or Charging Gaia the Fierce Knight to summon in this. So there's endless amount of materials in your deck to summon this. I think you have 4 dragon materials and you have a bunch of Gaia materials. Just too many to count. And then this card's name becomes Gaia the Dragon Champion while it's on the field, which is pretty cool because it ties in with Spiral Spear Strike. And if it is special summon, you can add a Spiral Spear Strike from your deck to your hand or graveyard to your hand. And then when this card declares an attack on an opponent's monster, you can change the battle position of that opponent's monster. So you can put in defense and then swing into your opponent, which can really, really help out with some good combos. So, and get you a lot of pluses. So then we play the one copy of Dragon Master Knight. Dragon Master Knight, I already told you guys, if you use King of the Swamps and Blackluster Soldier, you can summon this. So really, really easy. Summon a 5k beater. Then I play one copy of Gaia Drake, the Universal Force. If you don't want to play this, that's okay. I actually picked mine up and was like, hey, I kind of want to play this in here because it's a Gaia the Fierce Night monster and I had an ultimate first ed. So I was like, why not? It takes a Gaia, the Force of Earth, which we do play the red Resignators to go into Gaia, the Force of Earth, and you have also the King of the Swamps to make this. And its effect, if you guys don't know what it is, because a lot of people don't know what this does, is this card cannot be targeted or destroyed by opponent's card effects, or by card effects, period, of effect monsters, which is kind of cool. So it's just really, really big at 3,500, and then you can just swing and swing and swing with it, which is really, really nice. Then for the 2 Synchro monsters we play 2 copies of Gaia Knight, the Force of Earth. If you can change out this for any rank 6 or level 6 Synchro monster you want, I do recommend that if you're going to play the Gaia Drake, you need at least 1 copy of this, but I like 2 copies just to bust out a Gaia Knight, the Force of Earth. Then I play 1 copy of Red Eyes, Flare Metal, because it's rank 7 deck. So we might as well. 1 copy of Gaia Dragon, the Thunder Charger. This card basically inflicts piercing damage, which is pretty good. And it's a rank 7. You can make it if you want to, but you can change this out again with any rank 7 that you want to, because this deck makes rank 7s like crazy. But these are the 2 that I picked. For the Link monsters, we play a Borreload, Summon Sorceress. If you don't have Summon Sorceress, play Nightmare Unicorn instead if you want to. Mrs. Radiant, because a lot of the stuff in the deck is Earth, and Scapegoats is a thing, and Gaia the Fierce Knight is Earth. Gaia literally means Earth, so what would it be without Mrs. Radiant? Link Rebo for the Scapegoats, and Mrs. Radiant for the Scapegoats as well, and then Link Spider as well for the Scapegoats. So that's it for the deck, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I really enjoyed putting this deck together. I've been working on this deck probably about a month, trying to figure out exactly the right ratios. I thought it was interesting. I didn't figure there would be anybody else, like not a lot of people on YouTube building a Gaia the Fierce Knight deck. I wanted it to be a little unique. So anyways, guys, I really, really appreciate it if you guys would like this video, subscribe, hit that bell down there so you can become a part of the notification squad for more Yu-Gi-Oh content, and I will see you guys in the next video. See you around, guys.